Hi students, welcome to first PUC physics class. I am your physics lecturer Channavirappa H. In first PUC physics there are 15 chapters are there, and the first chapter is units and measurements. Today we shall discuss about the first chapter, units and measurements. This is the basic chapter, and this chapter has a link to the each and every chapter of the physics, both in first PUC and as well as in second PUC, where you will learn about units, dimensions of a physical quantity. You will learn about measurements, how to measure the mass, length, time by direct method and by indirect method also. And you are also going to learn about dimensions of a physical quantity, dimensional formula, dimensional equations, and applications and limitations of dimensional analysis. All these you will going to learn in this chapter. Let us begin with the first chapter. We know that physics is a subject where it's all about measurement of the physical quantities. Physics alli ನಾವು measurements ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಓದ್ತೇವೆ, physical quantities ನ measurements ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಓದ್ತೇವೆ ನಾವು. Then what is meant by a physical quantity? Physical quantity ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? Let me write it as PQ. Physical quantity ಮುಂದೆನೂ ಕೂಡ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ವರ್ಡ್ ಬಹಳ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಪಿ ಕ್ಯೂ ಅಂತ ಬರೆದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಆಲ್ ಮೆಜರಬಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟೀಸ್, all measurable quantities and which can be given in terms of a numerical value are called as physical quantities. All measurable quantities. ಸೊ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಮೆಷರಬಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ಮೆಷರ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟೀಸು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟೀಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. For example, mass, length, time, temperature, etc., etc. Okay, there are two types of physical quantities. The first one is fundamental physical quantity, first one, and the second one is derived physical quantity. Derived physical quantity. What is meant by derived physical quantity and what is meant by fundamental physical quantity? Physical quantity ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ. Fundamental physical quantity ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? A quantity which is independent of other physical quantity is called as fundamental physical quantity, or a quantity which does not depend on any other physical quantity is called as fundamental physical quantity. Example, mass, length, correct? Mass, length. Okay, see here I have an object with me. The length of this object is 10 centimeter. Length of this object is 10 centimeter, and this length of the object does not depend upon the mass. It does not depend upon any other physical quantity. Such quantities are called as fundamental physical quantity, and they are also called as base physical quantity. base. As the name itself indicates, they are the base. They do not depend on any other physical quantities. Okay. What are derived physical quantities? As the name itself indicates, the physical quantities which are derived, the physical quantities which are dependent on fundamental physical quantities are called as derived physical quantities anta karitave. Those quantities which depends on, those quantities which are obtained from fundamental physical quantities are called as derived physical quantity. Let me write some example for derived physical quantity. One is velocity, acceleration, force. All these are examples for derived physical quantities. Still we can write some more. Let me write only 2 or 3 ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಓಕೆ, ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು, ಡಿರೈವ್ಡ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ 7 ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇ. 7 ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇ. ಆವಾಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ, ಯಾವ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟೀಸ್ ಮೇಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗದೇ ಇರುವಂಥ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟೀಸ್ನೇ ನಾವು ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ದೋಸ್? ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಮಾಸ್, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ಲೆಂತ್, third one time, fourth one temperature, fifth one current, electric current. Let me write simply current. Sixth one amount of substance, and the seventh one is luminous intensity. These are the 7 fundamental physical quantities. In physics there are 7 fundamental physical quantities, and those are mass, length, time, temperature, electric current, amount of substance, and luminous intensity. Apart from these 7 fundamental physical quantities, there are 2 supplementary physical quantities are there. One is angle, another one is solid angle. They are measured in radian and steradian. Okay, and apart from these 7, ಈ 7 ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟೀಸ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿನೂ ಓದಿದ್ರೂ ನೀವು all those are called as derived physical quantities. For example, velocity. ನೋಡಿ, ವೆಲಾಸಿಟಿಗೆ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಏನು? ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ಟೈಮ್ ಟೇಕನ್. ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ಟೈಮ್ ಟೇಕನ್. ನೋಡಿ, ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್, ಲೆಂತ್ ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ, ಟೈಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಎ ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ. ನೋಡಿ, ವೆಲಾಸಿಟಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಡಿರೈವ್ಡ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಎಸ್, ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು. ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ 7, ಆಲ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಡಿರೈವ್ಡ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಲೆಟ್ ಮಿ ಗೋ ಟು ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ measurement. What is meant by a measurement? What is meant by a measurement? I told previously that physics is all about measurement of physical quantities. ಹಾಗಂದ್ರೆ measurement ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? It is nothing but comparison of unknown physical quantity with known physical quantity is called, let me write here, is called measurement. Let me write here physical quantity of the same nature, of the same nature. Comparison of known physical quantity with unknown physical quantity is called as a measurement. Say for example, you are asked to measure the length of this object. What we used to do, if you are asked to measure the length of this object, we used to take a scale and we just place it on this object and we just compare. That scale is a physical quantity of known measurement. This is unknown measurement. That known physical quantity is compared with unknown physical quantity. That process is called as a measurement. ಅದನ್ನೇ ನಾನು ಮೆಜರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಆಫ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ನೇಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಇವಾಗ ಇದರ ಲೆಂತ್ನ ನಾನು ಮೆಜರ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಐ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಎ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್, ನಾಟ್ ದ ವೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಮಷೀನ್. ಹೌದಾ? ಇದರ ಲೆಂತ್ನ ಮೆಜರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕೆ ಹೊರತು ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ತೂಕ ಮಾಡೋವಂಥ ತಕ್ಕಡಿ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಸೇಮ್ ನೇಚರ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ವರ್ಡ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಮೆಜರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಆಯಿತು. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಎ ಕಂಪ್ಯಾರಿಸನ್. ವೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ಡ್ ಟು ಮೆಜರ್ ದ ಲೆಂತ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ರೈಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್, 10 ಸೆಂಟಿಮೀಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಬರೀತೀರಾ. ಹೌದಾ? 10 ಸೆಂಟಿಮೀಟರ್ ಇದ್ರೆ 10 ಸೆಂಟಿಮೀಟರ್ ಬರೀತೀರಾ, 20 ಇದ್ರೆ 20 ಬರೀತೀರಾ. ಆರ್ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ಡ್ ಟು ಮೆಜರ್ ದ ಮಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ರೈಟ್ 10 ಗ್ರಾಮ್. ಅಥವಾ you used to write it as 2 meter, or you used to write it as 10 kg. 2 ಮೀಟರು ಅಥವಾ 10 kg ಅಂತ ಬರೀತೀರಾ. If you write only 10, if you write only the numerical value 10, 2, 5 ಈ ಥರ ನ್ಯೂಮರಿಕಲ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಮಾತ್ರ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ, that will not give a proper meaning for the measurement of the physical quantity. ನೀವು ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಮೆಜರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಬರೀ ನಂಬರ್ನ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಟು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಮೆಜರ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ರೈಟ್ ದ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ಎ ನಂಬರ್. ನಂಬರ್ನ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಯೂನಿಟ್ನ ಬರೀಲೇಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಆ ನಂಬರ್ನ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಒಂದು ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಬರೆದಿರ್ತಿರಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, ಯೂನಿಟ್ನ ಬರಿಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೆಂಟಿಮೀಟರ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಯೂನಿಟ್, ಗ್ರಾಮ್, ಸೆಂಟಿಗ್ರಾಮ್, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್, ಕೆ ಜಿ, ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್. ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಮೋರ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಲ್, ಆರ್ ದೇ ಗಿವ್ ಎ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಮೆಜರ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಮೆಜರ್ಮೆಂಟಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ನ ಕೊಡ್ತವೆ. Okay, then what is meant by unit? ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? What is meant by unit? A unit is a standard reference of measurement of a physical quantity which is used to compare the physical quantity, unknown physical quantity. ನೋಡಿ, ಇದನ್ನು ನಾನು ಮೆಷರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ, ಮೀಟರ್ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ನ ತೊಗೊತೇನೆ, ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಆ ಮೀಟರ್ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ ಅನ್ನೋದೇನು? ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಮೆಷರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ದಟ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ. ಲೆಂತ್ ಮೆಜರ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊತಾನೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಿ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ದಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋನ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ವಿತ್ ಎ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಯೂನಿಟ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್, ದಟ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್. It is the standard reference ಫಾರ್ ದ ಮೆಜರ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಲೆಂತ್ನ ಮೆಜರ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನು? 1 ಮೀಟರ್. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಇವಾಗ ಲೆಂತ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ನಾನು 2 ಮೀಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಬರೆದೆ. ಏನಿದರ ಅರ್ಥ? ದ ಲೆಂತ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ 2 times ಗ್ರೇಟರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್. 5 kg, it means the mass of the object is 5 times greater than the standard reference of the measurement. ಇದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಎಂತ ಕರಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ? ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಇದನ್ನ ಎಂತ ಕರೆದೆ ನಾನು? ಯೂನಿಟ್. Previously, for the measurement of mass, for the measurement of length and for the measurement of time, more systems were there. FPS system, MKS system, CGS system, various systems of units were there to measure the mass, length and time of the of an object or some phenomena. So let us learn those previous international systems which were used in the previous time. Let us go for it. So let us go for the international system of units. Let me write here international system of units. As I told earlier, previously, for the measurement of mass, length and time, so many systems were there. And let me go to the first system, and the first system is FPS system. Yaudu? FPS system. Let me write here FPS. Second one, MKS system. Third one, CGS system. ಇದಕ್ಕೂ ಮುಂಚೆ ಮಾಸು, ಲೆಂತು, ಟೈಮ್ನ ಮೆಜರ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಸ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. In the FPS system, the length was used to measure in foot. Mass was used to measure in pound. And time is used to measure in seconds. Times ನಾವು seconds ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಜರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. In MKS system, the length was used to measure in meter. Mass is used to measure in kilogram. And time is used to measure in, as usual, seconds. In CGS system, the length was used to measure in centimeter. Mass is used to measure in grams. And the time is used to measure in seconds. And it was used to measure in seconds. These were the three previous international systems which are used to measure the mass, length and time. And now presently all the countries are accepting the SI system. Internationally accepted unit system, that is SI system international. ಇವಾಗ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾವು SI ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಸ್ನ ನಾವು ಅಳವಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಸೊ ಆ SI ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಮಾಸ್ನ ನಾವು kgದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಿತೇವೆ, The length now usually we represent it in meter and the time is used to measure in seconds. SI systems. SI ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಬರೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೂ ಅದರದೇ ಆದಂಥ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಇದೆ. ದಟ್ ವಿ ಶಲ್ ಲೇಟರ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು. ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಂಥ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಯಾವುದು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕೂಡ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? ಓಕೆ, ಲೆಟ್ ಮಿ ಗೋ ಟು ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಯಾವುದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಓದೋಣ ಹಾಗಾದರೆ? ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್? What are the types of units? So the first one is fundamental units. Fundamental units ಹೆಸರೇ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಆವಾಗಲೇ ನಾವು ಕಲ್ತ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಏನು ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟೀಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಕಲ್ತ್ವಿ. ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ, ಹೌದಾ? The units of the fundamental physical quantities are called as fundamental units. ಅವನ್ನ ನಾವು fundamental units ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. I repeat it. The units of the fundamental physical quantity are called as fundamental units. There are 7 fundamental physical quantities are there. First one, mass. What is the unit of the mass? You know it already. The unit of the mass is kg, kilogram. Length. What is the unit of length? It is a meter. Symbolically it is written as m. Correct? So meter anta helteve. Time. What is the unit of time? Yes, seconds. It is symbolically written as yes. Electric current. What is the SI unit of the current? Ampere. Let me write here. Temperature. SI unit of the temperature is Kelvin. Amount of substance. Amount of substance. Mole. And the luminous intensity. Luminous intensity, it is represented as candela. CD ನಿಂದ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. See here, mass, length, time, electric current, temperature, amount of substance, luminous intensity, all these are fundamental physical quantities. Fundamental physical quantities, and all these are the units of fundamental physical quantities. The units of fundamental physical quantities are called as fundamental units. ಅದನ್ನು ನಾನು ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಓಕೆ, ದೆನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಅನದರ್ ಟೈಪ್? ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಟೈಪ್ ಯಾವುದು? ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂದಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಡಿರೈವ್ಡ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್. ಲೆಟ್ ಮಿ ರೈಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್, ಡಿರೈವ್ಡ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್. ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ಡಿರೈವ್ಡ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್? ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಲರ್ನ್ಡ್. ಇದರಿಂದ ನಾವೇನು ಓದಿದ್ವಿ? ಡಿರೈವ್ಡ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟೀಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಓದಿದ್ವಿ. The units of derived physical quantities are called as derived units. Apart from 7, all are called as derived physical quantities, and the derived physical quantities na units ಗೆ ನಾವು derived units ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. Example, velocity. What is the unit of velocity? Meter per second. Acceleration. What is the unit of acceleration? Meter per second square. For example, force. What is the SI unit of the force? Newton. Symbolically it is written as capital N. There are some rules are there to write the units. Later we shall discuss about it. These are some examples for derived physical quantities and also for their units. Correct? So in this today's class we have learnt about what is meant by physical quantity, what are the types of physical quantity, what is meant by measurement, what is meant by unit, what are the international systems of units previously used, what are the two types of units, one is fundamental units, another one is derived units. In the tomorrow's class we shall learn about multiples and submultiples of the SI units, rules for SI units, and also we shall talk about how to measure the large distances by the parallax method. We shall meet tomorrow. Until then, take care. Bye bye for today. Thank you.